What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, T Fizzle. Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with T Fizzle. You know how it is. Starting off with some low blood pressure. Hopefully my nose won't be running too bad today. But we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna keep it sleazy. And yeah, we're just gonna take it slow. You got some simple things to be cooking and preparing. I'm just gonna check and make sure.
We're gonna take it easy.
Ooh. No echo. I just want to make sure y'all could hear me okay, and that everything was coming through. And I think it was. Let me just look one more time. We got Nicole and service dog Gracie in the building. Hi, Nicole. How are ya? I know you've been dealing with some health issues lately. Sending you lots of love and healing energy, hoping that you're getting back to normal. I've been struggling with my bladder the last couple months. I have a small procedure on this Friday. So I'm right there with you, girl. I'm right there with you. We're going to be getting started here in just a minute. I just want to give people a couple minutes to come on in before we get going too much. Hey, Jay. J319 in the building. What up, bro? Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Whatever you're doing. Quad Forager, what's going on? Hit me with a question I'm not sure I know the answer to. What's your sodium levels? Based on my puffy feet, probably too high. I did just get some blood work done last week. I haven't looked at the results because it's like a pre-op thing for a surgery. But I could probably check it out. I'll try to check and see what the results were, what it says. But I probably won't be able to do it during this show. And I am 32 years old, Nicole. I almost called you Gracie. That's your doggy's name. But yeah, 32 years old. However you want to say it. I feel like I'm getting a little old. But I'm trying to stay youthful as long as I can. Y'all might be wondering why I got my grabber on my lap. It's because we're about to use it. But like I said, we'll get started in just another minute or two here. Thank you guys so much for popping in and showing up. And hanging out. Should be a good time. We got some good stuff to prepare and cook up. Bobby in the building. Yo, yo, yo. What's cracking, my boy? Happy Wednesday, Bobby. And yeah, we're just getting started. I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes to let people roll in. The fruit of the day is a pear. I gotta take it out of the little produce bag, so I'm gonna do that. Baked potatoes are postponed yet again. I know it's the second week in a row that I'm doing it, but do not fret, for we have a solid substitute. And I promise it's going to be worth the wait. I had a. I'm transitioning to new nursing agency, and I have new nurses coming in, which is tons and tons of fun, as everybody knows. But their schedule is kind of wonky right now. While they're, I just had one of my first visits, and they couldn't come until just a couple hours ago, so I didn't really have time to prepare the potatoes like I needed to. But we're going to be doing some ramen. We got some rice. We got some noodles. We're gonna be cooking up some jalapeno poppers, and we're gonna be slicing up some pear and snacking on some fruit. So it should still be good, exciting cooking show. What up, Paul? Thanks for stopping by, homie. Hope you're having a great day. Hope it's not too cold up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Ooh, lasagna. That sounds good. Sounds super good. What up, Darren? I just went over it. We're going to be doing some ramen. We're cooking up some rice. We're chopping up a pear. And we're baking some jalapeno poppers. Those are kind of already prepared. I just got them at the store. I'm loving my new home health aide. She's 20 years old. Her name is Deja. That's awesome. I just met one of my new nurses. Well, my new nurse, I guess. She's got a hard to pronounce name. But she was very sweet, very competent, and skilled. So that bodes well. It's always a little tricky the first time with new care, just because it goes extra slow. They kind of got to learn the routine and stuff, and but I'm hopeful that this agency is going to be good. I haven't met the CHHA, who's going to be helping me out with my showering and stuff, but that should be tomorrow, maybe. Hoping tomorrow, because your boy needs a shower. I'm sorry for the awful noise. Give me 1 second. I just have to slide. Actually, let me mute the mic so you guys don't hear this awful table. Alright. Sausage and fries. That sounds dope. Sounds like my kind of dinner. Let's go. You haven't decided what you want for dinner yet, Nicole? That's alright. I like to kind of freestyle it. Sometimes just see what's in the pantry. See what needs eating. Alright. So my blood vessels are dilating a little bit to help increase my blood pressure, and it's making my nose a little bit runny. So I apologize for that. Try not to be sniffling too much during the show. But it is what it is. This is live, baby. This is quad cooking. And unfortunately, that's a part of it. Okay, so we're about to cut into my pear and start with preparing the fruit. Before that, though, I just ran out of paper towels on my little paper towel holder right here. And rule number 1 of cooking is make sure you got some towels or some paper towels ready to go, just in case, things spill or inevitably get messy, which they most certainly will do, at least a little bit. So I'm going to get some paper towels. I was going to do this before the show, but this is not just quad cooking, it's life skills too. I live in a pretty small studio apartment here in Los Angeles, California. Because of that, space is always like my worst enemy. I'm always running out of space. I just don't have a lot of storage. I don't have a lot of space. So the way that you manage that in a studio apartment is sometimes you have to store things on top of things or in less than accessible places. Over my decade of living here, I've figured out how to make pretty much every inaccessible space accessible, at least relatively. There are certainly some spaces and places that are hard for me to reach. My paper towels are stored up here on top of my refrigerator. Boom, boom, boom. All the ways up here. And you're like, Tom, that's crazy. How are you going to get it? Well, I'm basically going to knock it down and catch it. Hopefully catch it. Or knock it down to the floor and then pick it up off the floor. You see me using my grabber. This is grabber reacher. I call it a grabber because I use it to grab stuff. But it's also used to reach things that are far away. Some people call it different things. I call it a grabber. This brand is Kekoy. Kekoy. You can get a 2-pack for $20 on Amazon. And they are my favorite brand. They have a little magnet on the end for picking up silverware and keys and little things, which are super awesome, really, really convenient. It's a pretty powerful little neodymium magnet. It's 36 inches of reach, which is really solid. Some of them are, once they start to get lengthier, they can be a little more difficult to, I think, pick up heavier stuff. Inevitably, the further away things are, physics comes into play, and it can make things kind of difficult. This one's very, very, very sturdy, and it's just the best brand that I've ever found. It also folds up very conveniently. It folds up and fits right into my bag. I guess I could show it off. It's just got a little... I'm not going to fold it all the way. It folds one more time to get even smaller. But I just wanted to show that it could fold. I usually have one in my apartment and I keep one in my bag. So if I'm out and about and I drop my wallet or my keys or something, I have something to not be stuck waiting for someone to walk by, hopefully. And hope that they're friendly to be able to pick my stuff up. Okay, so let's grab these paper towels. Like I said, this is mostly knocking them down onto me. And that's just one of my quad moves, is to get things to fall the right way. So let's see it. I'm not trying to show off or anything, but the reason I think this stuff is important is to just show what is possible. And I guess I'm showing off a little bit. I mean, that is the point of the show, right? This paper towel pack is pretty full. Bam! Smooth like butter. Alright. Let me set my grabber down. You can see how I'm doing this. Darren just mentioned there's a grabber you can use, Tina Desis, and it is awesome. It's I think it's called Quad Tools or something. It's really, really, really cool grabber, but it's very, very expensive. Darren just said it's $200. This is $10. So, it's less than it's 1/20th the price. And I feel for me, just as functional and as effective, but you see how I use it. I kind of tuck it in my elbow to give me dexterity. I'm mostly using my shoulder to move and wield this rather than my hand. And I'm squeezing it with my bicep by fully just closing my arm rather than using my wrist flexion or my grip, because those just are not strong enough to do what I need to do. It's pretty weird. A lot of people look at that and be like, that's kind of different. It's what works for me. And I've been doing it for so long, I've just gotten really good at it. And I'm able to pick up pretty much anything that I need, big or small, within reason, of course. Okay, let me set this down. Let me grab this paper towel out of here. Now, the next quad trick. How do I get it back up there? I don't. I just wait until I have somebody here and ask them to put it back up on top of my fridge. But I got what I need. I got my paper towels. for when I'm inevitably going to need them. That's awesome, Nicole. I do not drive. Driving scares the shit out of me. So I'd rather have someone do it for me and not stress about it. That being said, I think it is like super awesome. I just don't really know that I can safely operate a vehicle with my spasticity and stuff. I still have thought about it, like maybe I should try to go for it, but I'm so accustomed to the metro and paratransit and Uber that I don't know, I honestly think it's cheaper with like all those methods in comparison to a car and insurance and maintenance for a vehicle. And yeah, that makes it a lot the transition, I think, a lot beforehand. Learning to do it with hand controls is maybe a little easier leap. Okay, let's chop up this pear. Jay, that's awesome, dude. Very, very, very cool, you guys. I'm just gonna set my keyboard down. I wanted to mention this before. This is a Logitech keyboard. It's a wireless keyboard with a trackpad. I can kind of hold it up for you. It's gonna be upside down, but it's super, super lightweight. Like, it weighs nothing. Like, literally next to nothing. It's really sturdy. I've dropped it a bunch of times. Never had an issue with it. It has really good range. If you are looking for a keyboard to use in bed or to just keep on your lap, I really, really recommend this. It's a Logitech wireless keyboard with a trackpad. And the best thing about it is it's like $20 at Best Buy. Super, super cheap. It's cheap cost-wise, but not cheap built. Yeah, I know that I could do it, Darren. It's really more just a personal thing. Like, I don't know, I was injured in an automobile accident. I've been involved in like a couple minor accidents in my life since then, and it's just, honestly, it's just kind of scary. I could trust myself driving, I think, but it would be hard for me to be on the road with a bunch of other crazy people. I just see LA drivers all the time, and man, oh man, I don't know if I want to be the one behind the wheel fighting all these crazy people. But that's just my personal preference. That's just my personal preference. It offers so much freedom. It offers so much independence, and I think it's a really, really incredible skill to have. It's entirely personal why I choose not to. Okay, we got our pear. I love these produce bags. They feel so soft. I'm going to set this off to the side. I think they're biodegradable, but might need to recycle it too. I'll check it out later. Yeah, you live where there's no public transit, and that's the other thing, is sometimes it's a necessity. Damn. That is scary, Darren. That is super, super scary. Alright, let me grab my cutting board. Of course, I thought I had everything. But there's always one thing that you forget, right? There's always one thing. Okay. Let's do this thing. I still have control of my feet, but some days I can't control my feet. You have transverse myelitis, and it caused a lesion on T810 para. Well, that's nice that you still have a little bit of control at times. You know, we just count our blessings where we find them. Hi, Gracie. Ruff, 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 ruff. I do want to get a service dog at some point. I just want to move into a bigger apartment before I do that. I have such a tiny space, like I would just want my puppy to have more freedom. I mean, I would certainly take it out every day and make sure it's, getting all of its outside time and exercise, but I don't know, it's just like a little box in here. What up, Cherry Life? Cooking with tea fizzle. Let's go. Okay, you guys, we're going to get started with our food prep. We got a pear today. We've been doing a different fruit every week. Leon, what's going on? What's cracking? We did bananas and apples and raspberries. Now we're doing a pear. Honestly, the prep is kind of the same as the past couple weeks, but I'll still just talk through it with everybody in case this is your first time seeing it. I have this cutting board on my lap. It's just a little 13-inch cutting board that I've set on my lap. I'll turn forward facing for this. Let's see. Be careful with the knife, people. Anytime you're using a knife, it doesn't matter how dull it is, accidents can happen. The last thing you want to do is end up stabbing yourself or hurting yourself or, sometimes accidents happen, but caution, mindfulness while using certain things is always really, really important. So I am using this crazy looking knife, but I have a lot of experience with it, and I'm going to be careful while I do this. So I'm going to hold my fruit. I'm just going to kind of use my chin to push down on my hand that's gripping the handle and just work it in. Slowly but surely. This is a little tougher than I anticipated. So give me a second. The blade is in the knife. Hi, B Breezy. What's going on? Long time no see. The core of this pear is just kind of tough. So I'm going to be really careful to make sure, one, I don't cut myself or hurt myself, and two, to make sure I don't drop it. And hey, if I lose a finger, I got 9 more. It's all good. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm just going to hold it in place. Just try to push down on the blade. And I'm putting my weight into it a little bit. There we go. We're almost all the way through. I do want a pinky like yours, Bobby. I do want a pinky like yours. Okay. We're almost all the way through. Just slowly working it. And in fact, let's do this. My cutting board's sliding off my lap a little bit, so that's why I continue to readjust it. So that was pretty tough. The core, maybe it's just not ripe. Maybe I just picked a really unripe one. Usually the riper the fruit is, the softer it is. I can cut from the other side, try to meet it halfway in the middle, but that can be a little tricky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go top down and try to cut along the same line that I already started. If this is too difficult to do, I got a little backup. Bam! Piece of cake, baby. That was a little bit more difficult than I wanted it to be, but I got it done. And that's just the nature of things. Sometimes you run into a task where you're like, ooh, that was a little harder than I expected it. The reason it was also really difficult is because the fruit was rounded and it was just wanting to roll all over the place. So I was having difficulty keeping it stable and like applying the necessary pressure to cut it in half. I promise it wasn't as scary as it looked, technological monk, but I'm glad I could provide a little suspense and entertainment for you guys. Now that it's halved, you can see the two halves are sitting here flat on the cutting board. This will be so much easier to do. And we're just going to quarter it. There's 1/4 done. Super easy. 2 done. Super easy. We're going to lose the knife. Here, let me not throw the knife. Set it on the table. And again, I likely would have just bit into this pear and just ate it like an apple. That's what I'd normally do. I got it into quarters. And that is so good. Forgive me while I snack a little bit. Now, I'm jinxing myself right now, but with all the years that I've been using a knife, I've never cut myself a single time. Like not even, never accidentally poked myself, never accidentally nicked my finger. Seriously, nothing. I use pretty dull knives, kind of purposefully, which again might make the cutting task a little bit more difficult, but it, I feel like is a little bit safer for me. Sorry, I bumped into the table. I know that makes like a loud noise on the microphone, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to try to limit it as much as possible. I got a wood cutting board right here, Chair Life. I'll knock on it. Horror movie in the making. I love your little Timmy logo, Tim. That's super, super funny. I love South Park. And no horror movie. This is a success story in the making, baby. I'm not showing this off because it's like, ooh, scary, impressive, whatever. I'm just demonstrating how I do it. If you ever feel like a task is not safe for you, don't do it. Ask someone to help you out. You know, like when I have my home helper here, I could totally have them chop up the couple pieces of fruit, put them into a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware, and then all I have to do is when I want to eat them, just pull them out of the fridge and snack away, and you know, have them prepared for me. This is just how I do it. And again, I know it looked a little scary. I think it maybe looked a little scarier than it actually was. I'll watch it back later tomorrow and see how it looked from your guys' perspective. And I'm probably going to look at it and be like, God damn, T-Fizzle, what the hell are you doing? But we're done with the knife. The only risk we run now is possibly 3rd-degree burns from hot liquid. Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. That is a risk because we're going to be dealing with some hot water. But that being said, I'm not going to burn myself. I'm going to show you guys how to do it safely. And it's all good. You got accessible knives but barely used. You know, I've had accessible knives in the past, like rocker knives and stuff, and I just had such a hard time using them. They were never really meaningfully useful in the kitchen, except for like very soft, easy things to cut. So let me take another bite out of this pear. It is a cooking show after all. You gotta eat, right? Okay. Let me grab two things out of my refrigerator. Just 1 second. Thanks, Leon. I appreciate it. Problem solving. It's one of the necessary skills for living with disability. And I spend my whole life trying to problem solve. What up, Brianna? No worries. You just missed me being scary with a knife. So you're probably glad that you missed that part. We're chopping up a pear. We're going to be making some ramen with some white rice. And we're going to be baking a couple jalapeno poppers to kind of put on the side of our ramen and rice. And we're getting started on the rice and the ramen and the jalapeno poppers right now. The reason I grabbed this out of my refrigerator is because this is chopped fruit that I also bought at the store. It's got kiwis, it's got strawberries, it's got almonds, pineapple. Where did almonds come from, T-Fizzle? And it's all, I just bought it this way. It's pre-cut, it's in a container. I got it in my fridge, and I can snack on it over the next couple days, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm not always like going crazy and cutting up my fruit. I just want to demonstrate to you guys how it can be done. Not everyone has access to grocery stores that maybe have prepared fruit like this. I don't always use the pre-sliced stuff, but I do like to make my day a lot easier and as easy as possible. And the shopping smart, buying things that are more accessible and already prepared is really the name of the game, and something that I do all the time. So I really encourage you guys to shop smart, especially if something like cutting is, like cutting a knife or whatever, cutting fruit with a knife is not in your wheelhouse, or it's just, you want to avoid any risk. Then there you go. There's an option for you. Have someone help you with it. Buy it at the store where it's already pre-sliced and ready to go. Okay. I already got my fruit though, so I'm going to put this back. Now, am I going to the Abilities Expo? I'm not sure yet, Gracie. Might have a conflict that weekend. But I will let you know if I do. I should for sure be at the Rolettes experience at least one day this summer. Hanging out with Brianna and Maya and Gracie and all the Rolette homies. So if we don't hang out at the Abilities Expo, we can certainly meet up there. Alright, so ever heard of a Sanchez burrito? I don't know if they're a chain restaurant, but they're very good. I have not heard of that particular kind of burrito. And Leon also said, I just got done eating a double chimichanga shredded beef and chicken. Holy shit, this is the time when I'm happy that I just have to roll away from the table. Well, I feel you, bro. That's why I'm eating fruit and rice. to not feel so full after the end of it. But man, I love digging into some really yummy food and getting stuffed. The closest Abilities Expo for me is Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It'll be in October. Yeah, well, you're just gonna have to come out to Cali sometime, Nicole, and hang out with us. Okay, so I'm not making the jalapeno poppers, people. I'm not cutting the jalapenos or putting the cream cheese or wrapping it in bacon. I just bought these at the deli, and I did not look at the cooking instructions before the show. So give me 1 second. The only cooking instructions are cook thoroughly. So that's what we're going to try to do, baby. Let's go. Same here, Gracie. All right. So we're going to pop the poppers in the oven before we get started with the ramen and the rice. Because these are going to cook while we're doing the rest of this stuff. Hi everyone, great to see you enjoying the stream. Always an incomparable stream. Thanks, Leah, appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, let's open these bad boys up. I mean, even if I did prepare my own jalapenos and, got jalapeno juice all over my hands and touched my face and my eyes and went through all that trauma, I couldn't do it as good as the ones I could get at the deli at my local market. So that's what we're going to do. Just keep things easy. Keep these simple. It's just a couple bucks for 3 or 4 of them. So let's get this deli paper out of here. I'm on the road today. I traded my van in. I will be sleeping soon. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by, Leon. And I know you're probably going to be hanging out still, but if you do end up drifting off to happy dreamland, I hope you get some good rest. Okay. Now, these are wrapped in bacon. There's some raw pork on here, so I'm going to try to keep things on the wax paper. I'm just going to transfer them over to my oven tray real quick. Just hang with me for a second. I'm working on a little mobile camera using my phone to switch to show you guys the details back here when I do it, but still figuring out the logistics. I need a little mount on my chair for my camera, for my phone. Alrighty. Getting them in is the easy part. Getting them out is usually the harder part. But I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Okie dokie. Dang, that bacon smells so good. Alright, so I just touched some raw meat. Number 1 rule of cooking: don't cross-contaminate your foods. If you touch something raw, wash your hands. Last thing you want to do is get sick. So, I'm going to make sure my water is nice and hot. Kill any germs or bacteria. And it's just really important to wash your hands all the time. Whether you're out and about, whether you're home, you have to catheterize or something, wash your hands, people. Best way to limit the spread of germs. I don't have a super awesome wheelchair sink that I can like pull up to and like pull under. So you see me leaning over super far. That's just what I gotta do. I have a little automatic soap container right here that I can just wave my hand under. And bing bang boom. Okay, let me grab a little paper towel. Dry off my hands. Nice, Leon. Bacon always sounds good. Sorry I'm off camera. I was just drying my hands off and sniffling a little bit. You guys see me all the time here kind of fighting my blood pressure. Why it drops when I do this, I don't know. It's something with like all the activity and the talking. Like I'm stone cold sober. Like sometimes cannabis, which I do use in edible form, can bring my blood pressure down, and it can make doing something like this next to impossible because my blood pressure is just so low. Why it's happening to me, I don't know. It has something to do with kind of the talking in addition to all of the cooking and stuff that I'm doing kind of physically. It may not be super physical, but it is pretty physical for me. And when your blood pressure is low, your body dilates your blood vessels to help increase blood flow and increase your blood pressure. One of the side effects of vasodilation when it occurs in your sinuses is you get a really runny nose. So my blood pressure's low, my blood vessels are dilating because my body's like, we need to move more blood. We need to move more blood around his body and increase his blood pressure. But because of that, it makes my nose all sniffly. Any quad in here that deals with low blood pressure knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's just what we're gonna deal with. I apologize if my sniffles are bugging you. I don't know why I'm so self-conscious about it. We're all human, right? But I am. You danced at Panera? Dang, that sounds like a good time, Gracie. I still gotta figure out a good time to join Zumba with you one of these days and try it out. I don't think I ever had them like that, and I love poppers. All right, well, next time we do a little friends dinner, Brianna, we'll make sure to make some homemade jalapeno poppers wrapped in bacon. Eating also makes the blood pressure go down. I haven't really gotten to the eating part yet, so I did try to eat early to just make sure that I'm like energized for the show and I'm not like getting hypoglycemic and my blood pressure's going down. Okay, so the poppers are in the oven. The oven is turned on. We're going to set it to cook bacon because I want the bacon to be fully cooked. We're going to start it. It's going to take a couple minutes for that to preheat. And while that's getting going and doing its thing, we're going to prepare the rest of this food. Well, open up these packages and get it prepared. Oh, sorry again. I know every time I bump the table, it makes like a loud, gross noise in your ear. I can see the audio level spike every time I do it. And I just did it again, setting the water bottle down. I'm going to try to be very careful with this table. It's a little wobbly. It's just what I got. So, we just got to live with it, unfortunately. But I promise I'm going to try to keep the ugly noises limited as much as possible. I was 91/44 and my heart rate was 125. Oh, I've been there, Gracie. I've been there. far too many times that I like to omit. My blood pressure will drop like that. It'll be like 90 over 50, 80 over 40, and my heart rate will just skyrocket. It's probably beating pretty good right now. It's funny, I have my blood pressure cuff right here. We can maybe take it at the end if we have time, just to see where it's at after all of this. Okay. So the package you see me opening is microwave rice. It's minute rice. If you haven't heard of minute rice, I'm about to blow your mind and change your world. I have a rice cooker. I love my rice cooker. I still use it all the time. I don't often need 3 or 4 servings of rice. I can always put it in the fridge, use it to make some fried rice the next day or something. But a lot of times I only want and need 1 serving of rice for what I'm doing. There's this new incredible food technology called minute rice, where it comes in these containers. The rice is just saturated with enough water to make it nice and fluffy and yummy after a minute in the microwave, and that's what we're gonna do. And there I go, slamming it on the table again with that ugly noise. I'm sorry. The other thing that we're gonna do is get our noodles ready. I got me some yakisoba, and it's the Maruchan, the best ramen brand around. This is teriyaki chicken flavored, and we're going to get it ready. We're going to end up mixing the rice and the noodles together after this is all said and done, but I'm just kind of opening things up and getting them prepared. I'm just using my teeth to tear open the packaging. Once I got a hole, I can just shove my thumb in there and tear it the rest of the way. All right. Our oven is cooking. Wheelchair Raver, what up, Luke? Hadouken! I like it. A little Street Fighter action, maybe. We gotta get back to some gaming sometime soon, homie. Okay. Package open. Rice open. The nice thing about the rice is you just pop this in the microwave 1 minute and it's done. It's ready to go. You don't have to add water or anything. You just pop it in and open it up when you're ready to eat. This, I have to put some water in and kind of semi-prepare. The name of the game is to not spill noodles and ramen and water all over yourself. But if it happens, it's okay. Just make sure to do it before you put it in the microwave and it's not hot. You do not want to spill this on you when it's hot. I'm going to grab a towel to keep on my lap to transfer back to the table after I heat it up and cook it. But we're going to prepare it. I got to open the lid, only remove the halfway only, and remove the 2 packets. Sprinkle packet number 1 in between the noodles and the container. Gently shake the container. Pour water on top of the noodles. Okay. I have done this before. I don't know why I'm reading it out loud to you guys, but I am. What up, Benny boy? Just using my teeth like we always do. Holding the container firmly with both hands, kind of squeezing it together, and then I'm just biting the corner. I don't bite it with in between my teeth. I usually use my top row of teeth against my bottom lip, Why do I do that? Is because if I bite it in between my teeth, it will usually like tear. If I can hold it between my teeth and my lips, it's like a flatter surface and it's not as likely to tear when I go to pull. If you bite it, I found that that's what's happening because you're just making a very small point of contact with whatever it is you're trying to open, and you need a little bit more surface area for it to open more smoothly. Otherwise, like the little tab to pull, it might just tear off and be even more difficult to open. All right, all right, all right. Let me get these packets out of here. I'm an animal. I'm a filthy animal, that's for sure. You don't have to, kid. It's okay. All right, packet number 1. It's all our little dehydrated carrots and celery and onions. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. You're awesome. You guys are all awesome. I just did the same thing with this. I used my teeth to just tear along the little perforated edge. Oh, let me grab a paper towel real quick so my nose doesn't get too drippy. I don't know what I did with the paper towel that I had a moment ago. You found a tabletop for wheelchair users on Temu and are going to order it soon? That's awesome, Gracie. You got to set yourself up for success. You need the right tools to make these tasks accessible and to help improve your success in completing them. And that means finding the right stuff. Whether it's a wheelchair accessible tabletop or not. I'm just checking our jalapeno poppers. They're looking good. They're sizzling. The bacon's cooking. The cheese is getting all bubbly. I wish I had smell-o-vision so you guys could smell the yummy bacon. Okay, so I added the first packet. I need to shake it up a little bit. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Okay, okay, okay. Now, I've done this in the past where I'll like hold it under the sink water to fill it to the water line. And I found that that could be risky because my sink, I kind of have to lean over. As soon as the water like gets in there and fills half the container, it can become a little heavy and kind of wobbly and unstable. And I've dropped it in the sink a couple times, and that kind of ruins the experience a little bit. So I found it's so much easier to just use a water bottle. I got a water bottle right here. T-Fizzle's got that sizzle going on. That's right, Leon. Let's go. Let me take a swig off this water real quick. You guys just saw how I drink. Let me turn front facing and show you again. I hold it with both hands, kind of like a baby bottle, and I just like tilt it up to. Certain bottles, certain cans and stuff, depending on their size and how big they are, I can grip it with one hand, just using my tenodesis. Again, it took me a long time to get strong enough to be able to do this. The friction of the bottle against my hand is doing a lot of the work. You see, I'm kind of holding it at an angle, so it's like leaning against my hand a little bit more, especially with the weight of the water. It just is like enough friction to kind of stay stuck to my hand a little bit, and then I have just enough grip to be able to hold on to it. If I do want to take a drink, though, I'll always stabilize with two hands and go like that. I don't use straws or other bottles and stuff too often, just because it's like more dishes and stuff. I do try to recycle the best I can. That being said, I'm maybe not doing the best for the environment by using water bottles often, but they're accessible and they work for me, and it's just usually what I do. Okay, so we're going to fill up the water, fill up the container to the water line using our water bottle. I maybe did just enough. Yeah, just enough. I'm lucky. Almost ran out of water there. I mean, I have more in the refrigerator, but it was perfect. Let me put the lid back on this. Just gotta gently set this on the table to try to not make ugly noises. Okay. Let me just take a deep breath for a second, you guys. Slow down a little bit, T-Fizzle. Take your time. Take your time. We're not rushing. We're American, no. I'm going to say we're not rushing. We're in no rush. We have all the time in the world. The poppers need to cool down a little bit in the oven anyways, so we got time to just chill and take it easy for a minute. Hey Tom, you play games on iPad Pro? I play PUBG. I used to play PUBG on my iPad and my phone a lot when PUBG We Aren't Russian is killing me. Glad I made someone laugh. I was like, ooh, was that a bad joke? I try not to use plastic, but you're right, Leon. Whatever works best, yeah. Whatever works best. See, Bobby uses so little plastic that for the amount that I use, we're basically breaking even between the two of us. So the universe is still balanced. Or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself. Ben mostly plays hardcore search and destroy on Call of Duty. Alright. Our poppers are pretty much done. The oven beeped. Let me use a flashlight on my phone to check it out. Everybody that's here watching, I just want to say thank you so much for coming and hanging out on this stream. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me anything, cooking related or otherwise. More than happy to just do some disability talk during this show too, just to fill the air, keep a little variety going in the conversation. Let me check the poppers real quick, make sure they're looking good and fully cooked through. I'm just gonna use a flashlight on my phone. Man, oh yeah, these are looking good. Alright. Awesome. We're going to leave those in there for a couple minutes. They'll just finish off a little bit more. We're going to get started with our rice first. And then we're going to do our noodles. And then we'll grab our poppers and stuff. Is that an air fryer or just an oven? It's a convection oven air fryer combo, baby. So I can air fry and I can just oven cook. I got it this Christmas. Oh, shout out the fam for hooking it up with a good Christmas gift. because I just had a regular convection oven, but now I can air fry, and it's dope. I'm not air frying these because there's like a bacon setting on them. I just hit the bacon setting. I figure just make sure the bacon is cooked through all the way, and the rest of the poppers should be good to go. I can't complain, and I'm sure if I did, no one wants to hear it, lol. Ah, nah, we'd always love to hear you share your grievances with the world, Bobby. That way we can complain with you. Feel like we're not alone, because we assuredly aren't. Alright, let's pop this rice in the microwave. My microwave is nothing special about it. I just mostly use my elbow to hit the buttons and even open the door. Like you see my hand is right here, but I'm just going to use my elbow. I'm going to kind of just stick it in the door handle and just pop it open. Took me a while to learn that trick, but it's just so easy to do it that way than rather than like try to get my hand into the handle. You saw me kind of toss it in there. I could have put it in there a little bit more gently, but it's a fully sealed package that I don't really need to worry about content spilling, so I'm just making it easy. Toss it in there, and then I can just position it in the right way. This is 1 minute rice, so we're just gonna let it cook for a minute. Jay Willie. We just got an air fryer for Christmas, finally, and doing the baked potato in the air fryer is so much better than the microwave and oven. That's good to know, Bobby. Hopefully I can pull the baked potato episode together next week and we can do that. Maybe I'll use the air fryer to bake my potatoes. Did you guys see me do what I just did? Like, kind of push out my abdomen like that? I explained it last week, but you see how it kind of triggers a little spasm? Like, oh, snap. My rice popped. That's okay. It didn't explode. That's weird. The rice didn't go anywhere. Everything's good. It's cooked. It's good. I maybe was supposed to poke a hole in it before. I got a new brand of minute rice, and my last brand, you didn't need to poke a hole in it to release the steam, but this is a butter and salt rice, so maybe I needed to put a little hole in it to provide some ventilation. That being said, it didn't explode, so we're good to go. Okay. Let me grab the rice. I'm going to bring it over here so it can cool down. I'm sorry, Quad Forager. I didn't mean to scare you guys. Hey, this is live, baby. We're doing it. It scared me too. Okay. I'm worried. I was worried for you for a sec, Lol. I'm worried about catching my bag and pulling down my pantry. Okay. The reason I'm using my grabber, one is because it's a super small, light container. It's too hot to grab with my bare hands, but I could pretty easily just use my grabber to carry that over here. So that's what we did. Alright. Our rice is steaming and nice and tender and fully cooked. So we're good to go. We're just going to let that cool down right there. You guys can't see it because There's a paper towel in the way. Maybe you can see it, but it's just this little container right here. The steam saved me from having to unseal it with my hands while it was really, really hot. So, hey, it gave us a little jump scare, but other than that, we're good. We're good to go. No harm, no foul, as they say. Right, Bobby? That's what I was thinking. I'm sorry, Nicole. That was my bad. I promise to try not to scare you guys anymore this stream. We'll save that for next stream. But the rice is nice and steamy and tender and good to go. All right. Next thing we're going to do is heat up our ramen. No need to worry about ventilation. The package is already open, so nothing's going to pop or get scary on us. I do have to be careful transporting this, though, because it's halfway full of water, and I can very, very easily jostle it and spill some water. So I'm just going to move very cautiously with precision and patience. No. No more pops. Not this stream, at least. And of course, I spilled a little bit of water. Hang on a second. I need to top it off again. Because I just spilled a little bit of it trying to get it in the microwave. But we're not going to cry over spilled water, right? No, it's all good. All right. Got more water? Got it open. Don't. Just call me Homer. Alright. We're topped off again. Just give me a second. Dead air. Alright, the container is topped off again. I'm going to turn the container around so the open side is going into the microwave first. I was holding it at a slight angle, a little steeper than I thought it was, and some of the water spilled out. But we made it in now, no problem. This is 4 minutes. I got a little bit of water on my counter. I'm just gonna wipe that out. Okay, we got 4 minutes. I'm going to open up the poppers. The reason I left him in there is to just cool down a little bit. Sorry I bumped into the table again, you guys. I hope that wasn't too loud. I mean, it's probably nothing compared to the rice pop. Okay. In St. Cloud, Minnesota. That's cool, though. We love our Minnesota people. Okay, okay, okay. While the noodles are doing their thing, and we got a couple minutes, I'm gonna grab a towel up here so that I can transfer the noodles back to the cooking station safely without risking spilling or burning myself. My towels are up top, on top of my pantry, so I kind of just have to knock it down onto my lap again, and we're good to go. I'm going to unfold the towel just once. So cover my abdomen, cover my leg, and my lap. Shout out Bobby for the towel trick. I've like used a towel in the past, but Bobby shouted it out during the cooking stream we were doing last week, so I want to give credit where credit's due. Bed in the van says 8:30 this morning. It's 6:45. Dang, that's a long travel day, dude. Super long travel day. Okay, let me get a paper plate. The noodles have a minute left. Let me see how these poppers are feeling. If I can safely get them up and out of here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm actually gonna use a spatula that I have. This is not your traditional spatula. I don't know where I found it or where I got it. I think it was Target. But it is longer. A little bit more surface area, as you can see. Size isn't everything. But it can make getting things out of the oven a little bit easier if you have limited dexterity. It's just more surface area to get the food onto. And yeah, just like this thing. It works good for me. The noodles just beeped, but we're gonna try to get the poppers out of the oven real quick, and let the noodles cool down, maybe just slightly. I'm holding the spatula with both hands. We're gonna just do one at a time here to make things a little bit more safer. Okay, there's one. There's two. Let me sit up, readjust a little bit. I'm leaning over onto my armrest. I also have a lateral support on my left side, and I'm leaning on that. The advantage to that is I can use both of my hands freely and not feel like I'm gonna fall out of my wheelchair. You know, I've just used them as a barrier to support my upper body while I have both hands free. Once I learned that trick, it changed my life. All right, we got two left. Let's see if we can get them both at the same time. Readjust a little bit. Just using the tip of my finger, the very, very tippy tip, to just move the popper a little bit more securely onto the spatula. And now we're gonna pick it up. One is a little wobbly here, so let's be really careful. Go really slow. Bam! Okay. Awesome. That was successful and easy. We got a little bit of cream cheese on our spatula, but that's okay. We'll take care of that later. Let me go and grab the poppers. I'll bring them over here. Let me set this on my cutting board so that my table doesn't get all greasy, even though it just got all greasy. You met someone from TikTok from Minnesota. That's cool. I've never met anybody from TikTok because I don't use TikTok. But if you do, more power to you. Okay. Oven is closed and secure. Let me see if I can do a little show and tell of the jalapeno poppers without them falling. I know it's kind of far away, but you can see the bacon is wrapped around the cream cheese and the jalapeno. I'll try to show it off a little bit better in a minute once I put my little plate together, but just bear with me for a second. Okay. I had a couple little dried veggies in my bowl, so that's why I just blew those out of there. I'm not sure if he's cooking right. The rice pop, not the poppers, lol. Oh, Bobby. Ideally, nothing was popping, but some things popped, and that's okay. Just gonna gently, carefully pull this out of the microwave. Again, I'm going to pull the side that's sealed, so if it does come out at a little bit of an angle, hopefully shouldn't spill any water. Most of the water is absorbed into the noodles at this point, so it's not too much of a worry, but we're still going to be really careful. So just bear with me for a second. Piece of cake. All right, I'm going to hold this by the edges very carefully. Drive over. I'm actually going to set it on the towel because that's a little easier and I'm protected from the heat. So it's okay. At least for a brief moment, it's okay. Alright. Gonna set these down there. Let me just chill out for a second, you guys. I'm feeling a little low. Feeling a little bit low. I don't know if you can see the steam, but ooh, that's steaming, baby. I need to be really careful removing this lid. In fact, I'm just going to leave it on there and just fold it back for now while the steam escapes. It doesn't want to stay folded back, but we're going to just be patient with it. Let me open up my flavor packet to get all the flavor. No hurries, no worries. That's my motto, baby. Something popped and that's okay. You guys are killing me in the chat. Okay. I'm just going to try to shake this a little bit so all the powder goes to the bottom. So that when I open it, it doesn't explode chicken teriyaki flavoring all over me. And I'm going to tear along the line. Alright. Making you hungry all over again, Leon? Oh no. Alright. I'm going to pour this. I gotta tell you, I'm really glad when I heard that pop. I thought I was going to go into a war zone inside my microwave and just see rice exploded all over the place. But no rice escaped. Only steam and pressure. So it was all good. Alright. Let me grab a paper towel first. Sorry if the table's a little shaky. I'll try to be as gentle as I can to not scare anybody. Have a good workout, Bobby. Thank you for hanging in there and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. No, it's definitely a memorable highlight from the cooking shows, that's for sure. Okay, next thing, I need my fork. I'm also going to gently try to get off of the table here without making too much noise. The reason I'm going to do that, grab the fork, is because I got to stir my soup. I got to mix all this yummy flavoring into the soup. It's cooled off pretty significantly. I might be able to work this lid off a little bit more if I just pick it up. Let me try that. There we go. That's easier. That's better. Now I can mix freely. Try not to make too much noise. I know I'm doing this on the table. I keep seeing the audio spike. I don't know why the microphone's so sensitive. I mean, I guess it's because it's sitting on the table. But I'll try to be really careful. I'm just leaning over, using both hands to just stir and mix this as evenly as possible. I'm gonna sit up, take a little breather. Slow down for a second. At the end, the fatigue starts to catch up with me a little bit. It may not seem too physical, but I'm using a lot of my upper body constantly. And yo, Jay, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for hanging around, man. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, dude. We'll catch you on the next Live to Roll stream. Don't forget, Brianna, with the rest of the girls on Wheel Girl Talk will be happening tomorrow at 3 p.m. right here on Live to Roll. You don't want to miss it. See me doing a lot of stirring. I'm just making sure it's very thoroughly mixed because I like yummy flavored noodles. Okay, that is mixed though, so let me move the paper towels out of the way so you guys can see. Chronically Brandon. Hi everyone, short time viewer, first time commenter. No, but seriously, hi. What up, Brandon? Thanks for joining, dude. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're enjoying the T-Fizzle cooking stream here on Live to Roll. We got a really cool crew here with us, so make sure that everyone give Brandon some love in the chat for being a first-time commenter. And we're really happy to have you here, dude. Okay. You guys might be thinking, Tom, your rice has been sitting there for a while. It might be kind of cool. It's still pretty warm. Water holds its heat. It's cooled down enough that I can hold the container safely without burning my hand. And I'm going to just dump it into this bowl right here. Okay. Let me toss the container. So I'm starting to build up a little trash pile on the table. Yes, thank you for being here supporting. I'm going to fluff the rice with my fork. It kind of came out all stuck together. But you just have to fluff it with your fork, and that basically means just break it up, kind of get it fluffy with your fork. It'll just fluff up real nice now that it's all tender and yummy. Okay, our first layer is good to go. Every time I lean over, I keep getting a little low, and I'm doing a lot of this kind of leaning over. When I say low, I mean low blood pressure. So if you keep seeing me sit up and just kind of taking a break for a second, I'm just trying to let my blood pressure balance out a little bit. Waiting for winter to be done. It's negative 25 at night here. Oh my God, Brandon, that's cold. And yeah, if you don't mind sharing, where are you from? Up by the Canadian border? Well, that explains it. All right. So now we're going to transfer some of the broth and then the noodles over into the bowl with the rice. I don't like a ton of broth. I just want a little bit to flavor the rice. So I'm just going to pour some of the broth very carefully into the rice. Just kind of saturate the rice a little bit. And you know what? That was most of the broth. Honestly, a lot of it soaked up. So now we're just going to pour the noodles. Again, very carefully. Now you saw I spilled a little bit. Well, you can't see because the paper towels blocked my air. But that was a lot of noodles. Probably a little bit too much for this bowl. So I'm just going to use my fork to put a little bit back into the container, which I can eat separately or a little bit later. Jay Willie also had noodles today. Nice. All right. And I do apologize for the paper towels kind of being in the way. I get a little lost in the sauce trying to do all this stuff, and the camera can sometimes get a little blocked. I do apologize. I'll try to give you guys a better angle here in a second. So I'm just moving some of these noodles back into the container just because there was a little bit too much for this bowl. Just bear with me for a second. They mostly cool down. You see I'm kind of able to grab them for a second just to get them over now. Let me just... I just want to take a bite. Okie dokie, okie dokie. And we're good. So now let me move this out of the way so you guys can hopefully see a little bit better. You had beef stroganoff? That's yummy. We got our bowl with a layer of rice. We got a layer of noodles on top. And there's no better garnish for ramen than pork and jalapenos. That is kind of why I decided to do the poppers. While it's not super traditional to garnish your ramen with jalapeno poppers, it is very traditional to garnish your ramen with pork and with jalapenos. It's usually pork cutlet, which I guess bacon is maybe just a little skinny cutlet. It's maybe a little bit more fatty. But there we go. That's dinner, folks. Let me kind of hold it at an angle. There is rice on the bottom. We got the noodles on top. There's a little bit of teriyaki broth in there too, soaking up into the noodles and into the rice. And we got some jalapeno poppers on the side. And that's a really solid dinner, if you ask me. We've been going for an hour and a half. I say we spent probably the first 20 or 30 minutes chatting and cutting into our pear and getting that prepared. So, it took about an hour. Again, I slow this down a lot because I'm talking and just, demonstrating everything. Versus if I was like in a groove, I probably could have done this all maybe in half the time, like 30 or 40 minutes. But time isn't an issue. And an hour is really not bad for dinner. That's really solid prep time. 60 minutes? Hello. Now there's probably another hour of cleanup afterwards. But we're not going to worry about that because it's not on the stream. That's for T-Fizzle to worry about. Okay, let me take a bite of my jalapeno popper because these look dope. It's going to be, watch, this is going to be a super spicy jalapeno. And you guys are going to get to see my face melt on here. Oh, my God. That's so good. I've been craving jalapeno poppers since Super Bowl. I didn't get a chance to have any, so those are really hitting right now. Let me grab my fork. Dig into some noodles. Now, how do you keep your noodles from dangling so far off your spoon? The twisting method is kind of tough for me. Usually I'll just go like this and kind of like wrap it around the fork. That's if I know my hands are clean. And you see the noodles are getting stuck everywhere. Normally I can just go like that. But I'm making a mess and I'm just going to go for it. Generally, the way that I would eat these is on my lap like this. So if any noodles were kind of stringy, I could just bite them off and they'll just fall back into the bowl. Let me set this down so that I can wrap up the stream. Wipe my face off. And yeah, messes are made to be cleaned up. There you go, you guys. That's pretty much it. Let's do a little recap while I collect myself and catch my breath. And fold up this towel. We started off with some grabber skills. If you missed it and you feel like going back, we got some paper towels. I just showed how I use my reacher as a quadriplegic, how I have like good range and dexterity and like the ability to use it. I don't use my grip, I just use my elbow. It's kind of a unique way that I've not seen too many people do. But we went over that at the beginning. We very safely cut up a pear. The rest of my fruit is right here. It's a little low on the camera, but that's as close as I can get it to me. With all this other stuff on there, we made some rice. We made some ramen. We cooked some jalapeno poppers. And we put it all together into a yummy little ramen bowl. T-Fizzle style. Right here. You can see the poppers. You can't see the rice at the bottom. But it's most assuredly there. And it's going to be really yummy. And soaked in a bunch of yummy chicken teriyaki flavoring. Leon smells bacon. Chronically Brandon, scoliosis and heart problems for my ambulatory wheelchair use. And I have brutal mental illness, including autism, since I was 3. Well, you found a very inclusive, cool space. We're really glad that you joined us, Brandon. It means a lot. And I hope that you enjoyed the show. Let me just grab my keyboard right here. Thanks, Quad Forager. Once again, I do apologize if I scared anybody with my rice popping in the microwave. I won't make that mistake again. But, you know, this is live. Things happen. Thankfully, rice didn't go exploding everywhere, and it was a salvageable situation, minus a little jump scare. But I really appreciate it, you guys. Thanks for hanging around to the end. Thanks for all your positive comments. Thanks for all your wonderful commentary while we've been doing the show. It really helps out a lot. And I'll stop, Brianna. It's the last time I'll apologize for it. But I just want to say I love you guys. Make sure, if you want, and I really encourage you to, come back tomorrow at 3 p.m. For Wheel Girl Talk. And that's going to be it for today's show, you guys. I love you guys too. I think about you all the time. I get so excited for this show every week. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.